Oh, good. Oh, it's recording. Okay.
It is.
It is.
Let's see.
Let's see. And you're still able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Well, thank you for taking the time and attending today's demo. Shouldn't last that long, like 10 minutes. If you have any questions, please, let me know throughout the demo. Otherwise than that, I'd like to do a quick AV check. So you're all able to see my screen and hear me clearly, correct?
We can. I'm not sure about the others.
Okay. All right. And you're able to see my mouse next to the word Cheetah, correct?
Yes.
And if you follow my mouse down, are you able to see it over here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for taking your time today. This is our platform, Cheetah. So this is a web-based research system accessible via internet, connected computers, and mobile devices. And Jennifer, I just created a trial account just to kind of see what it is that you guys would be possibly subscribing to. So I took all that information that we've kind of been exchanging and kind of put all those titles in here. So when anyone accesses the platform, they're going to bring you to the home page. Note we have the different practice areas listed out here. Any webinars, anyone's able to kind of join or send an email to join or subscribe to those. Our help feature, which we'll kind of touch base later on. Any kind of white papers that are available for download are accessible there. So once you're in your information and you want to kind of find what you're looking for, there's really two primary ways to find the answers to questions using the system. One being the search bar right up here, and two would be the table of contents, which we'll touch on here in a minute. So a lot of maybe the newer attorneys like to start with the search bar, kind of like a Google search. So let's just say, for example, an attorney comes in and they have a client that has a DUI case, and they're looking to the client has DUI and reckless driving, and they want to know about multiple punishments. So if the attorney is looking to find that information, they know they want to go into litigation, so they can pop into litigation, and as you can see, the content is broken down by different little sections here, but they can just type in the search bar. So they can search for multiple punishments, and they can click search. Note you get your results right here, so 53 results, and there's this little I button. This is our thesaurus, so it's an editorial curated legal thesaurus feature. This feature is really aimed at reducing the risk that you don't find a relevant document because you misword a search. And it works by automatically applying words and phrases and acronyms that are closely related. So once you have your results, there's a couple different features that you can do to really drill down to what you're looking for. One is you can sort this searching by most recent or document type, or you can come over here and drill it down by kind of treatise forms or other document types, any other jurisdictions as well. We know that we want to look at multiple punishments. As you can see, the search terms are highlighted here in your results. And we will just go ahead and click on your results. Note how it opens up a different tab. So at any time, you can come back to your research results automatically or come into exactly the document that you're looking for. So here's the document that you've pulled up. If there's any hyperlinks within the text, all of our content is enriched with hyperlinks. So should any kind of document reference a case, a form, an annotation, explanation, and so forth, those are fully hyperlinked, and you're able to click on those and access that information at any time. We do have some features such as this is the information. So this is the document that you're looking at, the version, when it has been last updated. As you can see, this is the most recent. any kind of citation formats, and so forth. So that's one primary way to find the information you're looking for. The other way that I mentioned is via the search bar. So again, if we come to the home screen, an attorney, same scenario, wants to know, about the DUI. They know they want to come into litigation, and they want to come into drunk driving defense. They can simply click on here, and then within the title, they know that they want to look for the multiple punishments. So you can run a search within, and you can see the highlights of the recent supplement that come in, and you can simply type in multiple punishments. And again, here's your information right here. Same document. Again, this is the browse tree I was talking about. So note that you are in drunk driving defense. If you wanted to come in that way, you can come in, click on sentence, scroll down the multiple punishment, and as you can see, it's the same content as you had before. We do have some features built within here, depending on your access type. You can mark it as a favorite. You can add to a work list. You could print. You can email this document or download it. Any of those downloads or prints or favorites can be saved here, or any kind of work list that are saved here. One feature that we do have is that if an attorney sees something of interest that they like and they want to note it, they can come and they can highlight it and add a highlight, or they can highlight it and add a note. And you can see it'll pop up right here. So if an attorney had a access type for username and password, they could come in and they can find their information under their notes and highlights and come right to that information right away. Any questions so far?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right. So I've touched on the two primary ways to find your answers. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. This is really just a lot of treatise material, so that's not really in-depth, complicated kind of solutions. Really easy to find the answers you're looking for by simply going to the practice areas and running a search, or drilling down by the title that you see of interest. We do produce a number of news resources that are aimed at keeping you up to date with the legislative regulation happenings. And these news resources are published with different formats, style, and frequency. So, for example, if we come into labor and employment law, you can see now you have access to all these different material, but you also have access to all the news and blogs. So anything that's happening within employment law for your particular state, not only do you have access to the latest issue, but you have access to all the archive issues as well. Again, this is all fully searchable. So you can search within this document, or you can search within all the archive issues for anything that you want to see news related. That comes with a subscription under those contents, so that's an added bonus as well. We do also have some of our practice tools enabled with some of this content. So they're called our smart charts. So the resources that you're evaluating do have the smart charts, and these tools that enable our customers to quickly and simultaneously find and compare answers to questions across various topics and jurisdictions. The tool really works by employing a simple point-and-click menu for asking questions, and then provide the answers to those questions in an easy-to-read tabular format. Just to give you an example of what that looks like, we come over to here on our practice tools. This is on our employment law, state and federal employment law compare. Note it opens up another tab. Oops. And of course it does this right now when I need it to do work. Give me 1 second. All right, give me 1 second. So here's our smart chart technology. We're in labor or deployment, and an attorney wants to look up. He wants to look up any kind of federal or state age discriminations. So we can come in and click on age discriminations, and they want to see the applicable laws and regulations. They simply click on that. You come over to states. You select your state, and simply click your results. So note the easy-to-read tabular format. You have your jurisdiction, the laws and regulations. Any links to full text will pull up here. Any links to state law summaries will come in here as well, or any other information that you've chosen based on your topic. You're able to email, print, download, export any of this material as well. Again, just to show you what it looks like when you link out, it does open into another tab, and it's going to bring you right into that document. Again, if it has any links in there, those are fully able to be accessed anytime. And one thing that we don't do is we don't limit your search. Where if you were in a document and you would click on a hyperlink that references a case or annotation or explanation, and that brings you to something that's outside of your subscription, we don't cut you off, we don't charge you for that. We let you go as far deep as into your research as you would like, and we don't like throttle you at the end of that. So you can keep on searching and clicking into more material and more material. So that's a nice little feature that we have. Well, other providers may give you a warning sign on your screen saying you're going outside your subscription and it's going to cost you X amount of dollars to keep going. We don't do that. We allow you to go as far deep as you want. Any questions?
Go ahead.
I noticed from the home screen you can select a practice area, and then you have the option to search cases or statutes. Is that the fastest way to do it? Is someone specifically looking for cases to select the practice area first, or just type in a citation? What would you recommend on that?
Yes, I mean it all depends. They can search all, so they can at the home screen here they can search up here, and that's going to search every practice area. Or if they know what practice area they're looking in, they can click on like bankruptcy. They can click on that information, and then they can search within there. Or it does automatically, as I mentioned with the thesaurus, it does recognize citation formats. So if an attorney does come in to the home screen and they just want to search a certain citation, they can simply just type in that citation number, and the system will automatically recognize that is a citation or regulation, whatever it may be, and it'll bring you to your results for that as well.
How did you get to that chart formatting?
That smart chart?
Yeah.
That was in our labor and employment, and it's usually all smart charts, if they are available within the practice area, are under the practice tools.
Okay, so is it just labor law that has the smart chart, or do other areas have it?
I believe so. We can look at the other ones. I believe labor and employment only with the titles that you had selected, Jennifer. I think the labor and employment had included with one of the smart charts. Some of them don't include the smart charts, but we can definitely we can revisit that if you'd like.
Okay.
But as you can see, here's all your titles as well. Again, you can, as I mentioned, just simply click into any of the titles. And what's nice about it is for some of the older attorneys that maybe not have used online in the past, the publications are kind of laid out kind of in book format, so that you can see, you can click on highlights, preface, or it's listed out by different chapters, and then you can drill into different chapters and drill down that way, as I mentioned during the browse searching. What's nice feature about the online, since you guys are a law library, you probably are aware a lot of these publications come out with supplements and in the print format, and they come with a cost, and you have to go and manually add the contents and remove contents. what's nice about the online is all those updates and supplements are included. So anytime that there is a supplement that comes out for any one of those titles, it's automatically put online for you, and you don't have to worry about doing any of that work. And as you can see, you'll be able to see when anytime it's been updated. You can see that in either the chapters, or again, you can come into the title information and can see when's it's current, when's the next update, when's update frequency, and so forth. So that's one thing you're always going to know is that your customers or your members are going to come in, and they're always going to know that they're getting the most recent up-to-date information. If they wanted to, instead of just clicking into each practice area to see what there is to offer, we do offer all the content here, so you can search a title within here as well, or scroll through the list. So a neat feature that we also have is our online help. So anytime that someone has trouble searching or access anything, you can get our quick start card, which just kind of give you a breakdown of how to run searches, any kind of connections such as Boolean connectors or work lists or anything else, or you can be able to access that really easily, or you can reach out to our support or call our support number. Any questions?
If a library is interested, would they be able to get just a free trial, like for a brief period of time, if they want to actually do it hands-on before they would proceed with, let's just say one of our libraries wants to actually check it out? Is that possible?
Yeah, we could do a case by case. If there was an interest for, one of the libraries, like, hey, we want I could do a 7-day trial, or I could just, give them access. It would just be per username and password, where I would set it up and give them, and they can just play around with it. One of the things, as I mentioned before, Jennifer, there's 2 different ways you can access the information, access type. One is by username and password, or 2 is the IP anonymous, as I mentioned before, where essentially it would just leave everything anonymous, where you're not able to save email, or you're not able to save or add notes or highlights or any of those favorites. So an attorney can come into the library, they can search whatever they want to search. As soon as they're done, they just log off. The next person that logs in will just bring you right back to this home screen, and you're not going to have any of those saved items or see the history. A lot of law libraries like it that way. Or we can essentially do both, where maybe a couple people at each library want a username and password, and then the rest of the terminals can have IP anonymous. We could do it both that way as well.
Okay.
So as you can see, it's pretty intuitive. It's pretty easy to use for anyone who hasn't really seen our content, and they were to come in and sit down. I think they'd be able to really figure it out within a matter of seconds, as far as how they want to navigate it. It's pretty, as I mentioned, simple to use. So that's really it as far as the demo goes. I kind of just tailored it to what we kind of have broken down as far as content-wise with you, Jennifer. We are still working in the back end. There's a lot that goes into this on our end that we're trying to put together. So we will have something for you, sooner than later, and we'll just kind of keep up to date with that as well.
Okay.
Any other questions that you guys have for me, or anyone on the line? They can even talk.
Anyone else have questions? We don't.
Okay. General, did you get a good sense of how easy it is to use and something that you like? Didn't you see this at AALL, or was that another person you were talking about?
Yeah, I did. This is Angela.
Oh, hi, Angela. So yeah, I mean, pretty easy to use, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really it. If you guys don't have any more questions, we could just, we can just kind of go from here. Or Jennifer, if you maybe get some feedback from the other people that are on, and they want to test drive it, just shoot me an email with their first name, last name, and email address, and I can get them set up and I can get them access.
Can you hear
Somebody
me?
else there?
There's a question in the chat if you open up the conversation.
Let's see.
says, when would you use refined search scope and how long is history available?
History, I don't know the answer to that. I know based on what I've seen, it goes pretty far back. I mean, I've only started this a while ago. It'll go as far as back as you like. As you could see, you can go older than 6 months. So you can filter your history by that way as well. If you if you had the username and password kind of log in, then you'd be able to access that history as well. Refined search scope, that's just kind of if you're in a document and you're actually in it and you actually just want to refine your search scope. So not only do you want to search within, but you want to search within you want to search within a treatise, and you want to search the treatise within chapter 4. So it's really just kind of really diving deep into your search. That's the time that you would use that. Hope that answers the question there. Well, if there are no other questions coming through the chat or anything you have, Jennifer, I just want to thank everyone for their time attending today's demo. Like I said, it'd just be really quick, touching on everything. And again, if there's someone at another library that wants to trial access, just email me that information, and we can get them set up on a trial right away.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.